What a fun cast I have today. I'm so excited. Yay.
Yeah.
All right. We're just going to go straight into it. And, you know, again, one of the people I'm excited to see here is Monique. So the $1 million question I got to start with you, Monique, is, are we going to see you on stage again?
How did I know that she was going to ask me that?
I have to.
Okay. You know, anything's possible. Anything's possible.
That's not really answering my question, but I get it.
I'm trying to just take it easy right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's just been a lot going on.
Sure.
You know,
Well,
the last time when I was getting ready for the show, you know, the coach that I had, he passed away. So
yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah, that kind of just didn't sit well with me. And yeah, just kind of just after that, I was like, yeah. So I just said, you know what? It's time to sit down for a little bit, you know, take a little break.
Sure. Well, the reason why I bring it up is because you're one of the, you know, your physique is out of this world. It's just crazy. Yeah. You know, that package you brought to Romania when you won, that was just insane, you know. So
it's always a work in progress.
Sure. I mean, you know, and I'll touch base with you on this real quick, just because out of curiosity. Now, when you look at the competition now, what goes through your mind when you see the girls now competing and in their shape, conditioning?
I be like, ooh, I miss it. You know, it's like, yeah, you know, I get that little itch, and then I'm like, you know, they're looking good. The women that are competing now, so I'm like, okay, you know, so I'm their little cheerleader from afar.
Sure. Well, listen, we all love you very much, and I'm happy to see you here, and thank you for making the time, ladies. Gina, Mayla, who looks insane. We're not gonna mention the name of the show that you're doing, but I know it's real close, and you look phenomenal. Wow. You ain't playing around either.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and Irene, it's always good to see you.
Good to see you too.
You're looking massive. You're so huge you can't even fit in the screen.
Right?
Yeah, I'm huge. I'm only 233 pounds right now. So.
Only 233
you're
pounds.
Slimming down, huh?
Slimming down, yeah.
I'll be back.
So so you made a special announcement a while back? The female bodybuilding, the AJ and the female bodybuilding channel I mentioned.
Yeah, because they were asking if I'm going to compete this year, and I actually decided after the Olympia last year when we came home, I had Helle Trevino and Gina with me home, and we celebrated Christmas and New Year, and we were so sick for 3 weeks. So like, no, I'm definitely taking a year off.
Okay.
That's the last time I had a year off was 2014.
Wow.
Wow.
I think I deserve it.
yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, we had the Masters Olympia, you know, and I'm just curious, did you think about that show at all? Did it cross your mind?
Yeah, I actually talked to, Alina reached out to me and we talked a bit about it, but it would be fun to do it, but I just need a year off.
Sure.
I need to like see if I can speed up my metabolism a bit because I've been on diet, and I had nearly not time to get into a long off season to like put on some more size, and so no, I just think I needed to because I wasn't happy with last year's competition because the whole year was like just fighting to try to get in shape, and I was always behind all the shows I was doing, and that's not a nice feeling. It's always tough, but feel that you are behind and you're pressing so hard that your body just turned up looking a bit tired, you know. So
yeah, you got to listen to your body.
A better package.
Yeah. Mayla, what's going on with you? Obviously, you're getting ready for a show. Again, we're not going to mention a name, but what's the plan here?
Well, I'm just like, you know, the plan is always to go back to the old. So, you know, I'm after the Olympia, which is so funny because I can't find one person who was not sick for at least 3 weeks after this past Olympia. And so, I was one of those individuals, but, after that, it was just like, I was considering myself, taking some time off, because it just, I don't know, it was just so much that was going on, personally in my life. And, but then I finally got to a place where I was like, you know what? That fire is still there. And I found myself unconsciously going back into prep, to the point that I was just like, okay, let's just go ahead and do this. Let's just go ahead and do this and see, if I can make some of the improvements. Not some. I told myself, I need to be able to make the improvements that I know I need to make to really to make a statement the next time I get on stage. And so that was what my focus was. It wasn't, the whole thing about, winning something or, winning the Olympia or anything like that, or a competition against somebody. It was just like, okay, let's get back to the basics. Let's get back to me versus me. Where am I now, and where do I envision that Mayla 2.0? What does she look like? And that's what I focused on. I didn't want to talk to anybody about anything. There was no. And one of the things I do appreciate about you, Isabel, is that the few times I've been on the show is that it wasn't this whole thing. When are you gonna get on stage? When are you gonna do it? It's just like, because I think all of us get to a point that we get tired of talking about the next show.
Sure.
There's so much that's happening, and it's just like, and so the idea of being able just to talk about real topics and real issues and not about me and, what I was disappointed about, and, things like that, but, I've been really pushing to, make the gains, to rehabilitate myself, because I had some nerve damage from the surgeries that I had, which had a huge impact on my prep last year. And so, I've been going through spinal and nerve therapy rehabilitation over the past couple of months, and then just training. And so it's been having a huge progressive impact on me reshaping my body and putting on the size that I wanted to. So I am excited about what I'm going to bring to the stage the next time I step on stage. So I think it's going to be a little bit of shock and awe, because I've always struggled with consistency getting on stage and my conditioning and everything. And I think that I finally got the right things in order that I can really nail it and just really get on there and just drop some jaws. So I'm excited.
I gotta laugh for a second here, because you say shock and awe. Every time you walk on stage, it's shock and awe with all of you. Every single damn time. And on top of that, I remember when you did the Olympia and female, Miss Olympia the first time. And again, that was shock and awe. Not to mention, you have that tiny little waist, which at the end, what is your goal with the waist? So you're going to be like 24 inches, 23? You have one of the tiniest waists.
Actually, I think this year I'm going to be able to step on stage with 23 inches.
Jesus.
So, yeah, I'm excited about that. So,
yeah. Not a lot of people can say they have that, but damn, do you have a package, girl. So every time you step on, because you're like the suits you wear, it's kind of like Monique, the same thing. She's and Irene. You guys have these beautiful suits, great presentation. And it's always shock and awe every single time. I have never seen you off, to be honest. So I can only imagine, and I'm going to say Mayla Ash 5.0, not 2.0. So
I like it.
I love that. But I think all of us being competitors, being athletes, we're our worst critics, and even though you make those improvements, I feel like all of us have this image of that ideal package,
right?
That you're always striving. Because I tell people, I'm like, we're living art, and you're never finished with the masterpiece. There's always something that you can improve, and so that's what I mean when I tell people that I want to shock and awe. It's just like, there's certain looks that you bring to the stage, and then people think, oh, I can't get better. But I always tell people just like, no, we can make this more better.
Yeah, that's true.
So, a lot of people were just like, oh, your waistline can't get, no, I can bring my waistline in more. I can cap my delts more. I can bring in a better sweep. I can lift my glutes more. And so that's what I mean, is just like making those tweaks that make our masterpiece that much more, that when you step on stage, it's just like, oh, she looks phenomenal. Oh my God. How did she improve that? And so I think that's what we're always chasing.
Sure.
No matter what.
Just whatever you do, don't remove the bottom ribs to make that waist small.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know you girls have heard of that, right? Why? Like, I don't even know how you can function like that.
That is so hilarious. And if I get one more DM from somebody, who did you go to? What makes you think I have ribs removed?
Wow.
So like, I was a size 0 growing up. I'm like, there was no ribs removed. It's just, I've got a small rib cage. What do you want me to say? I got a narrow hip line.
You're tiny. Yeah.
But anyway.
Gina, how are your girls doing? I had Michelle on yesterday. She's really excited. I know you're training Leah Denning as well, for the Masters Olympia. How's their prep going?
They're moving along right where we want them to be. So looking good. We're just about 8 weeks out for them. So everything's on point. So we're really excited about what we're bringing to Romania this year.
Okay, awesome. Something I want to ask you girls, I got a few questions for you, but I'm going to go straight into the big one, and that is about the Olympia. Let's just say, Jake's feeling really happy and everything's going really great. But let's just say the prize purse for the Miss Olympia is $500,000. Okay? Right now I think it's $50,000, but let's say it's $500,000. Do you think that raising the prize money is what do you think that would do to the industry for us in women's bodybuilding? You think it'll draw more people in? Monique?
Oh my God.
Well, I guess
Mayla.
It's going to be for just the first place winner?
Yeah, 500,000.
So what about can it go down? How about this? What if it went down to the top 10 and top 10 got money?
Yeah, top 10, of course. But the winner will get 500,000.
So you're pretty much saying that the cap is going to be 500,000, and then it's going to transition down like it normally does.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Guys get 5, right? So you're saying basically equivalent to what the men are getting.
Yeah. Pretty much, right.
Yeah. Well, I think you probably get more people to compete.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because like you say, the guys they have that, and I think don't they get the top 10 guys get money?
Right, top 10. Mm-hmm.
You diet down, train hard, and supplement smart for months. When the time comes to step on stage, don't leave your tan to chance. Go with the pros. Pro Tan. #1 worldwide since 1987 and the official sponsor of the Olympia for the last 15 years. Don't step on stage without it. Pro Tan.
Yeah, but women don't. It's top 6 or 5.
I want to say it's 5.
5.
Yeah.
5?
Is it 5, Mayla?
I think it's the top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, top 5.
Yeah.
I feel like even if they stretch it out to top 10, it would help a lot.
Mm-hmm.
People will be more apt to compete in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mayla?
I think there's a double-edged sword on that. Number one, I'm in agreement with Monique. I'm like, even if they stretched it out, if they kept it, I'm gonna be honest with you. If they increased it that we got 250,000 and stretched it out across the top 5, it's still, no matter what, it's still going to bring more into this division.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with it is that unlike the guys, it would also, I think what it's also going to do is cause this whole, because, we have this whole mindset of, participation award mindset of, oh, it's politics and, they only got their particular people. I think it's going to be a lot of more drama that comes with it. But at the end of the day, no, I'm like, I think there'll be a lot more women who are in women's physique who are in denial, that we need to have a huge intervention and tell them, no, sweetie, come to cross over. Come, we won't bite. Come home.
Right.
Come home.
Come home.
I think more of them will be willing to do that. I think also what would have to happen if that is to happen, and it should happen. So I'm going to speak it into existence. So if an increase, when an increase does happen, we need to start cracking down on the local shows, because the idea of people jumping over into the division, if we're not teaching them on the amateur level that they're supposed to bring in quality packages, it's not about you just eating a bunch of food and just getting on stage. It's about you bringing in a quality package from the amateur level all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not going to be able to last, because if we're going to do it, we got to make sure that every time women's bodybuilding steps on stage in every venue, we are killing it. We are bringing it. We can't have it that the only time you see top quality is at the Olympia when there's $500,000 online.
Sure.
We have to always be bringing it, because if we don't, then the fans are not going to want to go. They're not going to buy the pay-per-view. So we have to entice them. We have to constantly step on stage and bring something that's exciting to show that there is competition, that anything is possible, anything can happen.
Sure.
So,
What do you think, Irene?
Yeah, I totally agree with Mayla. I think I totally agree with her. I think that is
Gina?
what would be.
No, I think we shouldn't get more money. No, I'm being facetious. No, of course.
What's wrong with you, girl?
all of us like,
It's
what
not
what?
now. I mean, I think the last show we did, Mayla, we figured out how much it was to compete, like per minute, right? How much money we're spending.
Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
if you consider like the duration of your whole training year just to get to the Olympia, you know, the cost you have and lengthy preps, perhaps more than one, right? If the girls that are doing the earlier qualifiers, I mean, even the 50,000 just for the first, and then it trickles down pretty steeply, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a huge drop. It's a huge drop.
it's not even, you know, it's not even covering expenses. So let alone covering an income. Oh my God, could we actually make a living doing this?
Sure.
Yeah, we should be.
Let me ask
And
you
if
this.
they-
Go
If
ahead.
they do that, I'm coming back.
Come back. Come on.
I mean, hey.
Go
Please,
ahead.
if that
Go ahead,
announcement came back, a lot of people would be coming out of it.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Irene be like, I'm going to take next year off.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to go ahead.
And I will definitely come back also. I'll keep it for 1 year off. I'll be back next year. Absolutely.
Do you think, ladies, that we should have, do you think true rivals help the sport? No, Monique? No?
I
You
don't.
talking about that confrontation?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't like that.
Why?
I don't think it helps the sport.
No,
I
it might
know.
work for the guys. The guys, yeah, they can do that all day. But I think for women, I just don't, because
But you know what? I don't even think it helps them. Because
Really?
let's be honest, you see it, and at least what I see on Instagram, because we know if it's not on social media, it's not real. So, but you know what I see on Instagram and social media, when they're showing these rivals, all you see in the comment section, please, we saw you guys eating pizza the other day.
Right.
You know, you're not really, at each other. And the ones who really do hate each other, it's like, why? Why are you angry at somebody who is striving to do the exact same thing that you're doing? That's like me being angry because Monique's black too. I'm like, I don't understand. Why is this making you angry? Why is this making you hate me? If anything, I like the kind of rivalry that Chris Bum and Ruff had or have.
Right.
That whole thing, it's a friendly rivalry that you're pushing one another,
Right.
yeah.
trying to get.
Can you spot when they're being fake? Like it's obviously not real and they're trying to make something of it. Can you spot that?
How about Phil and Kai Green?
Right.
You know, I'm just like, it's nothing authentic about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like this whole thing is just, it's too over the top.
You and I had somebody, we won't mention a name, but you and I at Chicago last year had somebody try to start some drama between us.
Right. And that's the whole thing. It's just like, I'm like, if there's genuine like camaraderie within, you know,
Right.
within people, it's hard to, it doesn't seem real.
Right.
Because number one, if there's true camaraderie, you know, one of the other person is going to ask somebody, or one person's camp is going to ask the other person's
Right.
camp, you know. But the reality is that when it's not genuine, it always looks over the top,
Right.
kind of thing. True rivalry has that kind of shady underlining. I shouldn't say rivalry. When people are truly hating on somebody,
Yeah.
there's that shady underlying kind of, you know, backhanded compliment,
Sure.
or, you know, kind of thing that's going on where somebody says something on Instagram, but they won't say it in that person's face. That's
Sure.
real, and that's still petty. You know, I think that it needs to be true rivalry. I think that in the sense of battling one another, I shouldn't say battling. I'm like, but just everybody pursuing, you know.
Yeah. Irene,
And just-
now I'm sorry, Mayla, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. It's just like, but I think that helps. This idea that we're so, you know, everybody's on social media, and we talked about this before, Gina. I'm like, you know, everybody's on social media and they're always doing progress pictures and they're showing where they're at. You know, nobody's giving anything to anticipate coming into a show, so people will buy the pay-per-view or people show up at the shows. And we don't talk about the show. We don't talk about, you know, really just competing. We just
Right.
talk about, oh, I've made such improvements.
Mhm.
Okay, great. Why are you making them?
Sure.
You know, if you're making them just for you, why are you posting about it?
Sure.
What improvements are you making? Why are you trying to make it? You know,
Sure.
that's what I think needs to happen. So, and another thing that I feel needs to happen is that if we're going to do this, we need to make sure that these competitive, like, phases or rivalries or whatever you want to call them, that there's an understanding behind it. You know, it's not this whole thing, because there's nothing more heartbreaking to me is that when you have fans, when Monique's fans are on my page saying ugly things just
Sure,
because
right.
we're in competition. You know, it's this whole thing. There's nothing wrong with you having your favorites. There's nothing wrong that if your
Sure.
favorite beats somebody, but understand it has nothing to do with politics. Oh, they're sponsored. No, her delts were bigger. No, her glutes weren't in. She didn't get cheated. We need to start being real with ourselves, real when hey, this wasn't my show, you know, but I'm gonna get her next time, blah, 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 and all this stuff like this. I know what I need to do to improve instead of this whole thing. I can't believe I was cheated. Or the infamous, put the side by sides together, you find your best picture and you don't say anything else,
Oh,
you just
yeah.
post it. And it's just like, really? Really? See, that's shady
Oh, yeah.
rivalry.
Of
When
course.
you see that, it's just like, really? Really? Is that what we're
Irene,
doing?
have you ever dealt with that, being the Viking Queen? Have you ever dealt with anybody trying to battle you out?
No.
That was easy. Seriously, though? No?
But seriously, if we talk about from the time where we got thrown out from the Olympia, because I've been competing more or less every year since 2006. I think after that happened, I feel that at least the bodybuilding girls, that we keep together a bit more. I think we are more open-minded to helping out each other, keep a bit more contact backstage. I think we have a super nice communication when helping out each other. Someone needs this, or I think after they throw us out, I think the whole thing that we got us closer. I think it happened a lot.
Sure.
Well, we don't have anything but each other now.
Yeah.
We don't have the money. We don't have sponsorships. I'm like, the fact that now we have competition, if we don't help each other out and nobody shows up at the shows, we won't have that. We have no choice but to bond together.
Right.
You know, it's just like, you know.
Do you guys, and let me ask you another, this is off topic question, but do you feel that female bodybuilders have body dysmorphia?
I think some of them do.
Sure. I don't think it's just female. I think it's bodybuilders in general.
Yeah.
But Isabel, can you expand on that?
Well, I mean, listen, I'll give you this. So there's a health condition called bigorexia. Have you guys heard of it?
Oh,
That sounds nasty.
No, it's not nasty like X-rated nasty, but
they're
Yeah,
not
it doesn't sound
Yeah.
X-rated.
always trying
bigorexia.
to.
Have you heard of it, Gina? Have you heard
I've
of it?
heard of it.
You've heard of it, Mayla?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This never ending of thinking that you need to get bigger and
Correct.
bigger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think
You're
that
not big enough.
Right. So
You're never big enough.
Right. Do you think that we have that in our division?
I don't know. I think that
Irene says no.
I believe that there are a handful of women who have that mindset, but I think I wouldn't connect it to the sport.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there are women out there who love to train and who love to, and they even might be, you know, pros or just, you know, competitors. But I think it's more because of OnlyFans and that niche of people that is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's really connected. Some of those women just so happen to compete, but I don't think it's actually connected to the sport kind of thing. Am I making sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, but I do think it's out there. I do think it's out there. I just don't think it's that prevalent in the current community of female bodybuilders that are actively competing right now. You know, they understand that they need to make improvements, but I think there's only like a handful of them that actually, you know, see themselves and they don't think that they're big. You know, they're always, oh no, I need to get bigger. And it's just like, you're massive right now. You're gorgeous. You know, the muscle abilities are insane. And it's just like this idea of like, I need to be bigger. And it's just like, why?
Yeah. You know,
Right.
competitors really focus more on symmetry and balance.
Right. Filling out the frame.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, of course, more size will come with achieving that balance and symmetry, because you may have to bring up your legs because, you know, your upper body's, you know, overpowering them. But I think Mayla's 100% spot on with the fact that this OnlyFans kind of demand for women with bigger and more muscle probably drives it a whole lot. And I think it's fairly lucrative for them as well. So more power to them, right?
Right.
What do you think?
You know,
Go ahead, Mayla.
well, the thing is that's what I mean. I'm like, I don't want people to misunderstand that I'm trying to say that, oh, women's bodybuilding needs to stay small. That's not what I'm saying. It's just like what Gina was talking about. It's just like, yes, we all need to pursue that balance and that symmetry, filling out our frame. But when you're trying to push the body past your frame just to continue getting bigger for the sake of getting bigger, that's a whole nother animal or avenue or whatever.
Monique, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I agree that you have some people that feel like they need to be bigger. I just want to keep getting bigger and bigger. I just know for myself, when I was competing, it was always something I had to chase.
You?
Yeah, like legs.
I would never guess.
You know, I have long legs, so I always had to chase those, and then chasing those, everything else grows too.
Right.
So, so it's like, you know, you come up and you have all of this, and you're like, wait a minute, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think some people can get into that habit of just saying I gotta get bigger, to whereas it just need to be the symmetry and the conditioning. Yeah.
Okay, I get it. So let me ask some funny stories. I need some stories from you guys about fans. Monique, I was at a show with you. I think it was Norfolk or maybe Savannah, but we had a fan who I think he was drunk or something. If you remember that guy, he was drunk and he just smelled of alcohol in his breath, and he was asking us for, I think, photos, or asking you or something like that. But where do you, I mean, from your, you've been in the sport for a while, what is something you can share that a fan has done or said to you at a show that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe he just did that or said that?
Let's see. Did or said. Well, we all have these little creepy things that happen at a show. I've had someone literally sent me a scarf to the gym. And then I was literally at the Olympia in the little shopping area buying stuff. And the guy kind of put his head over my shoulder and he said, "Did you like the scarf?" And I'm like, what? I think they catch you off guard. And, I've had a guy ask me to do some things for him. Sure. And, right there on the spot. So yeah, we get all kind of.
Did you stomp on him right there on the spot?
I'm kind of chill, so I just kind of gave him a little I wish I would.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I did.
Irene,
I have one funny story. It's actually, I take it as a big compliment. It was after the pre-judging. I was standing outside and we were taking some pictures, and there was two black guys studying me. They were pointing and talking and like that. And I think one of them had competed also. Big guys. And then they came to me and said, "Hey, we must ask you, are you Linda Murray's sister?"
Oh my God, really?
My tan must have been really dark, and I don't know. I was like, "Oh, no, but I wish."
That's a great one. Are you Linda Murray's sister? Wow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I told Linda that story, so she was laughing.
Yeah, my God. Mayla?
That is crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm I agree with Irene in the sense that, I haven't been in the division that long, so, I don't have as many, I guess, scenarios or situations. So now that I get them, even though I get taken aback and I'm appalled, there's a part of me that's just oh, I finally arrived, and now I'm starting to get the creepy stuff too. It's just but the one thing.
Welcome to the club.
What?
Welcome to the club.
I know, it's just which is so sad that I'm just oh, because people used to always other competitors used to talk about stuff, and I'm just nobody's ever done that to me. Nobody's ever DM'd me, and all of a sudden, this past year, I'm sort of oh, okay, so I finally arrived now. Okay. But the one thing that happened to me at a show, I was at the Romania Muscle Fest, and we were out there, and the fans are, they're talking to all the competitors, and then somebody comes up to me and they're just "Oh my God, I can't believe that you came over, overseas to compete. We were so excited and blah, blah. Can we take pictures?" And so I'm yeah, sure. And all of a sudden, and it's a little small woman, who I assumed was a woman because the hair and the dress that they had on. And she told me her name, and she comes over and we're taking the pictures, and she's talking. Well, I shouldn't say a woman. I thought she was a little girl, a young girl. And so, she's "No, I'm 20 and blah, blah." I'm oh, okay. And so all of a sudden she's just she's taking a picture and she's hugging me, and sometimes they get a little, I'm okay, ooh, really tight. And then all of a sudden she goes, "Now lift me." And she grabbed me around my neck,
God.
and she told him, and I'm oh, and I'm sort of oh, I okay, take the picture.
Wow.
I'm going to put you down now. You might want to drop your legs so you don't fall. But I'm just I was just sitting there, and it was so funny because some of the people that I was with, they're on the side. They're it was just every couple of months, a picture, comes up into my DM and everything. Hey, when are you gonna lift me up and motivate me? I'm thinking, oh, so there's gonna be a never-ending running joke of lifting people up because this person jumped in my arm. But anyway, that's like the weirdest thing that a fan has ever done. So. Yeah.
Did you have a pink dress and a blonde hair?
What?
Did you have blonde hair?
Yes.
Yes, and a pink dress or something?
Yes.
Yeah, I met her. I met her. Was jumping up in my lap, so I had to hold her like this.
Wow.
I met her. I met her. He loves female bodybuilders.
Yeah,
And I was just like, but that whole thing, I'm like, I was surprised. I'm just like, she jumped in my arms. What am I supposed to do? Because everybody was around, and I was like,
now what if you would have dropped it?
Right.
Right. I was like, I don't. Okay, somebody take a picture. Somebody take a picture so I can put it down.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah,
Gina?
she was just fair.
So I learned to make sure they keep a distance now, so I don't get.
Hold it like it.
Right. It's like, okay, that's close enough. That's close enough. So I'm not lifting anybody else.
Gina, what you got for me?
I had a fan bring me cookies after the show.
I hope they weren't spiked.
And that was the thing. Hesitant. I didn't, you don't want to accept food from somebody you don't know, right?
I know.
And he actually kind of got upset because he's like, eat it. I want to watch you eat it.
Oh,
And I'm
no,
like,
honey.
Oh, no.
do a picture later.
Bad business.
I'm like, somebody get me some cookies that look like this so I can send a
Yeah.
picture.
Can you imagine it? Was there like a creamy topping on top?
I was
of-
thinking the same thing.
Yo. Yeah. Oh my God,
Like
that
cream
is so
cheese,
gross. That is
you
so
know.
gross. That is so gross.
Right.
Okay, Isabel, now I can't unthink that.
I made them
okay? I'm
myself.
You don't know what these people. No offense. I mean, I'm sure they mean well, but for me, I had a guy try to jump in my arms while I'm wearing my 8-inch heels. I pretty much dropped him. I'm not picking you up. I can't. No, it does. I don't think so. But ladies, I want to show you a video. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a young man who just recently did the Steve KUCLOS show. I'm sure some of you know who I'm talking about. Beautiful posing. But it's different, and I want to know your opinion of this gentleman. I think I know what majority you're going to say, but I believe that people should be able to do what they want to do, expressing yourself. Where is this video?
Yeah, I feel like I know what you finna do.
You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think
I think I wanted to see
The
this.
gentleman with this guy.
Yeah.
Yep. That's been floating around.
Yeah. Have you seen that, Mayla?
No, I have not seen
It's
it.
not really, but he's got the eyelashes on. He's got long nails.
Makeup.
It is makeup.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Look at him go.
What
Look at
did-
that. Whoa.
It was
He was feeling it, right? I mean, I thought he did pretty good. He's got a lot of people sharing the video, so I'm curious to know what you guys' thoughts are on him. I think his name is Abraham Pratt, the Queen.
the Queen.
Yeah.
Just as long as he don't come over into the women's bodybuilding, I mean, to me, it's, express yourself. Do you, boo?
Do you, boo? Yes. Yeah.
That's I'm like, look, I'm like, there are some guys who wear sparkly tights. I mean, sparkly, trunks. I'm just like, Kai had the hair.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's
Well,
expressive.
what about Bo Lewis and his sparkly trunks?
Right. Well,
I got to bring that up.
Well,
Okay, so
all of his trunks.
Are you
Yeah.
talking about
But the thing
Is that a
is that
snake in there? What's that? Anyway.
it's just another form of expression. I'm just like, and if he can make it work, and it's not to me, look, if you can make it work and it's not distracting from your package,
Right.
do you?
Right. I agree.
And the fact that we brought up Bo and I said package, just
It works. Hey, he
Just
brought
kinda edit that a little
he's
bit.
bringing the best package ever. Right? I remember we saw this guy for the first time in Puerto Rico. The whole audience was like,
Yeah.
what the?
In awe.
Yeah, in awe. I felt sorry for the guys next to him with the smaller packages.
I was
Maybe-
there, I remember.
Maybe they're growers. I don't know. But anyway.
it's like quarter turn to the right.
Quarter turn to the right.
Face the
Whoa.
front
Yeah.
and face the front
Yeah.
and take 2 steps forward.
Let me
and
tell
face
you,
the front.
the women were like this,
Yeah.
filming this guy. And if you guys
was
know
hilarious.
Margie, ask Margie. She's got some photos.
Oh my
So
God.
she had to go there.
Hilarious.
But anyway, no, I like hearing that about Mr. Abraham because, he's expressing himself. That was his first show, but he went viral. A lot of people were just applauding him and congratulating him. Gina, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, that's expressing who he is.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody should be, free to do and be themselves on stage. How's it going to translate to the judges? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, amateur level, I'm assuming, right? The posing isn't really scored, right? So it shouldn't have detracted from the way he placed in the show.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sure.
more to him.
What do you think, Irene?
Yeah, if he wants to express himself like that and he feel comfortable the way he wants to look and represent himself, I'm fine with that. As long as you do the posting as we're supposed to do it, then you have some extra between.
Extra in between.
That's Monique. As long as you don't jump over to the female side.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
Yeah.
Just like,
of course.
Yeah.
as long as you're following the guidelines and you're hitting the mandatory posts the way they're supposed to be, I'm just like,
Yeah.
but
So-
yeah, Irene is right. I'm just like, I honestly feel it's going to be just real talk. It's going to take time for that kind of expression not to distract the judges.
Sure.
But
Sure.
eventually, look, there was a problem with tattoos at some point.
Now
And
look at it.
eventually people got past it.
Yeah.
I think the same thing is going to happen with this. I'm like, it's going to be distracting. People are going to complain and, oh, you're ruining the sport. And then all of a sudden, we're going to be past it.
Yeah, this is
All right,
true.
so let's look at it from another perspective. So what about a female bodybuilder posing like a man?
Well, we have some of those.
Yeah, we do. We even have some that have the
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, just the full on and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean,
But
again,
see,
it's not
I
perceived
didn't
well.
view him posing as a man. I mean, as a woman. I didn't view him posing as a woman. I just viewed him as artistically
Artistic,
dancing.
sure.
He wasn't really hitting poses, in my
Mhm.
opinion.
Mhm.
He was just expressing himself artistically.
Mhm.
Now, it had to be amateur. I'm like,
Yeah,
but if
yeah,
he
it's
wants
amateur.
to hit a pose that is a little, just a little more artistic, that showcases his body, that's what it boils down to.
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't really care if his hand is open, closed, the wrist is cocked to the side. Look, as long as when you hit that front double bicep, I can see your lat spread and your caps. I'm like, I don't really give a care. So,
Sure. Okay.
but
That's fair. Now, let me ask you this. Is it fair to say that all of us are fans of men's bodybuilding? Can we say that? Are we fans of the men's bodybuilding? Okay. When you look at the current shows recently for men's bodybuilding, okay, like the Orlando Pro and all these other ones, what do you think of the competition, meaning the quality? Do you think that it's going to change? Do you think we're going to see, because we're not really seeing a lot of the heavy hitter guys coming in like before. Why do you think that is, Monique?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, honestly, and I hate to say this, I kind of look at the men's the physique classic, but I look at that more.
Yeah.
Like I'm a Chris fan.
Oh, he's
to
a
me,
hottie.
He's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, his everything, from head to toe, he's polished, beautiful. I don't know. I think ever since it's changed, it's like the guys that were doing it, like it's like a new crew coming in.
Right.
And it kind of just took me. I'm like, okay, on to the next.
Right.
So
yep.
yeah, I don't know. I think yeah, I like the classic physique better for me. That's what I've been looking at. Yeah.
Yeah, men's bodybuilding doesn't grab me the same as it used to. I like classic too.
I'm still a fan of men's bodybuilding, but I'm in agreement with you guys. I'm just like, and I feel like that's one of the reasons, part of the reason that we're not seeing some of the big name heavy hitters hitting the stage is because more and more some of these up and comings are bringing in the symmetry and the balance. And I think that the big heavy hitters, they're taking time to let the body rest so they can maybe reshape their body and bring in a package. But I'm just like, aesthetically, I feel like classic physique is the mainstream vision of what bodybuilding is.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the true vision of what bodybuilding is.
Sure.
They have the symmetry, they have the lines, and they have the size. Yes, they're not as big as open, but at some place down the line, open start losing that whole thing of the lines and the beauty, and they just went just for size. Well, and I feel like now they're trying to bring that back together. Like Hunter's a perfect example of that. The last couple of years, he has really changed his shape.
Sure.
Like Labrada, I'm just like, he's really changed his shape. And that's what you're seeing, is you're seeing more and more guys trying to, in open, changing their shape, bringing that package, that symmetry back in. And that takes time when you've allowed it to be a certain way for it doesn't happen overnight.
Do you think we're going to see a Regan Grimes competing this year? I mean, talk about a pretty physique. He's got a really pretty physique, big guy.
Yeah.
But we've not seen him, yet. I think he took a year off, and so I don't know what the game plan is this year. But someone like him, Sergio Oliva,
took a year off to put on some size and everything. And I was wondering if he was actually looking at trying to get on stage this year. But it would be nice to see what he brings to the stage, because he has a great shape.
You know who I feel like, but I think he's in 212. KEON.
Oh God, KEON. Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Has, like that. He's big, but his symmetry,
is crazy.
Small weight, makes everything look like 3D.
Yeah, he's an action figure. He's an action figure.
Is he doing 212 or is he doing the classic? What is he doing?
Yeah, I saw the last thing was 212 he did.
Okay.
No, he went back to classic.
Oh,
he did?
He did.
But I'm like, he might be going up. I'm like, heaven knows. I'm just like, he could go either way.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
he's huge now. I think he will go to the 212 again.
Yeah.
So
he has a beautiful physique.
He does.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at his Instagram. Yeah, he's got a beautiful physique.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. So
him and Derek Lunsford actually remind me
I know
of
he's
the
getting
same.
on stage soon. He's getting on stage soon in a couple of weeks. Like I think 8-9 weeks. He is looking at getting on stage because he's here. So I'm like,
oh, nice.
But
Yeah.
I'm not sure what division. Okay. So
Gina, what do you think of the men's bodybuilding?
I mean, it's the only division that still has the top five qualify, right? So obviously we're not seeing those guys compete.
Which is ridiculous, because I think they should have just the winners. And I know, Irene, you're going to kill me for that one, because I remember when you, but I just think it'd be more interesting. But yeah, go ahead, Gina, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So I think also there's probably far more qualifiers for men's open than there is compared to us, right? So I think it's just kind of mid-season for them, where there's still a lot more shows that are going to happen that we'll see those other guys come out, the 6 and up placements. Whereas for us, we've got a handful left. So, but I do think that the Arnold kind of set the tone for the direction I think it's going to go, to more of that aesthetic physique when we saw Samson and Andrew, taking the wins there. And personally, I like that look better too. Rami's incredible. I mean, the mass, but I do think that there's something to be said for the lines. It got lost along the way with the
I'm in agreement with Gina on that.
And Nick Walker, mind blowing. In my opinion, one of the best solid posers there is in men's open. He's just like a rock. But I don't think that physique is what is the trend that they're looking to bring or to start going in that direction. So I think Nick's going to always be a top 5 contender, but is he ever going to be able to get an Olympia win? I don't know.
You tell him that, because he thinks he is.
Well, I hope he can. I would love to see that happen, and all kind of respect for him.
He's consistent. I will say that.
He is, absolutely, and he's improved year after year, absolutely. But I really see the trend going more towards the aesthetics and lines, which there's different body compositions. Some of us have thicker physiques, whereas others have a more refined, aesthetic physique. So, and that's hard to alter.
Irene?
Yeah, I think the classic physique got so popular that I think the guys maybe they come up to a certain size and they just decide to stay there because it's a super popular, what do you call it? Class.
Okay.
So maybe we get less of these huge bodybuilders because maybe on the way they see that's a good category to compete in, and it's more, you can relate more with that look for people. So
but they're putting that height, and they're really cracking down on the I thought they were cracking down on the weight and height for men's physique and classic physique now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
To really start making people look, you need to move over to the next division. You need to move up, kind of thing. So, but anyway.
Well, I know you ladies got to go and do your thing. I appreciate you making the time. I'm going to leave it one. I would be asking the predictions for the Miss Olympia, but I'm going to change it up and I'm going to do the Mr. Olympia. So I'm going to ask each and every one of you, who is HADI CHOOPAN going to get a second win, or are we going to see a new Mr. Olympia champion? Who would that be? Monique? This is where the Jeopardy music comes in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not so good with that one.
All right, let me ask you this. Samson Dauda at his best, 100%, and Derek Lunsford at 100%. I bring up these two because obviously Samson won the Arnold, and they always say that the person who wins the Arnold usually wins the Olympia. Derek is second runner-up in the Mr. Olympia. So let's use those two. If you had to pick between the two, who would you pick? Or you could just pick somebody else. Doesn't matter.
I guess Samson.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Gina?
I'd go with Samson.
Okay. Mayla?
I would go with Andersen.
Wow. Irene?
I need to break that. I'm holding on that. He's my teammate in the Gasper.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got to go with Derek.
I love Samson's physique. It looks amazing, but I'm holding my thumbs for Derek.
I am tied, so I won't say. But I like Derek's physique. I like both of them. But, from what I just saw.
They have a bit different physiques.
They do. What I just saw at the Olympia battles, Derek versus Samson, I go with Derek. I mean, Derek is, wow. He's ready to step on stage right now. So I will go with him. But ladies, thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure. Hey, listen, one more thing. So people can follow you. If you have a business, you want to put your stuff out there, your website, I'm going to leave it with you. Monique, how do we find you?
Right now, FitNeat 2, because FitNeat is down. For some reason, they took it again. Yeah. So FitNeat 2.
Okay.
Oh, honey, that's because you got a bunch of people pretending to be you. That's why.
Somebody don't like me. I don't bother nobody.
Yeah, that's a common thing we see with some of the girls and the guys. These people just trying to, you know, I don't know why they do it, but anyway, Irene, sorry about that, Monique.
That's okay.
Irene Andersen, IFBB Pro on both Instagram and Facebook, same name.
Okay, Mayla.
It's going to be Mayla Hash on pretty much any of my social media. And if you are proposing for body development or virtual coaching, you can email me at maylaspro@gmail.com for now.
I thought you were going to say proposing for marriage, but okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
You don't need those coming in.
Gina, now you're going to have a whole ton of them coming in DMs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gina?
Yeah, so Gina Cavaliero, both on Instagram and Facebook, and, you know, email or DM. So email is gcavfitness@gmail.com.
All right.
Certainly posing, coaching, competition prep, any of the above. So
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, ladies. And Monique, again, it's been a real honor. It's, you know, I haven't, you know, it's been forever since I've seen you, so it's really great seeing you. Ladies, go ahead. What are you going to say? Sorry.
Thanks. Good to see you too.
Yeah.
I know I've kind of like, you know, I don't know, I just done some, you know, just, you have to kind of just reprioritize things.
I mean, you
know?
look great. I've been following you on your socials, and you look phenomenal. So
Yeah,
you're
no,
never
that's
off.
great.
Always
I
looking
appreciate
good.
it.
And
Thank you.
Irene, you know, you're getting smaller. Just cut it down. You know, you
I
can't.
just ate too much. It's
Okay,
nothing-
233 pounds. Is that right?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
but she
But
did
then,
not
what's so funny is that you don't even look
No.
like, I'm like, you're so dense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. My God.
Yeah.
Mayla-
And I don't have this conditioning about getting bigger and bigger. It's
Sure.
just I ate too much good food.
Mayla, good luck in your show. Can't wait to see you win, as we know you're going to do. And
Thank you,
going
thank
back
you.
to the Olympia, Gina, good luck to Michelle and Leah and the rest of your clients and their shows.
Yeah.
And always thank you for being on the show. Ladies, it's been a real pleasure. I send my love. And until next time.
All right.
Bye.
Good to see ya.